Hey, what's up? My name's TK. My mom named me Takia, but depending on what side of town I'm on, they'll probably call me Takia. I just thought that I wanted to actually make a more formal introduction with you guys because, let's face it, nowadays people think they know you and they really don't know a thing about you. So I don't know if you heard me clear, but my name is TK. They call me Takia, depending on what side of town I'm on. But guys, have a seat with me for a second and let's chill. Cause I talk a lot, don't I? I like to talk a lot, and then I like to act like I'm listening. That's bad. That was a confession. Yeah, I might not get another one for another year. But I'm a left-handed Gemini. What does that mean? Because I know some people don't believe in zodiacs. Look, if you're not into spirituality, if you don't understand celestial energy, if you don't understand that there is so much power in everything that my God made, this video probably not for you, okay? Because when I took it in that I was a left-handed Gemini, I was like, oh, I possibly use the right side of my brain more, and it's about 2 to 4 of me inside of me. So I'm very witty, very passionate. I like to write. There are so many different things that I like to do. And a Gemini is truly like an onion because it's like you thought they were modeling, but they were busy doing poetry. You thought they were doing poetry, but they were busy running a business. And it's a true blessing if you can actually grow into being a mature Gemini, because most of them that are immature give a bad rep off, which is that we're bipolar and that we are indecisive children, when in actuality we are born in duality, meaning that we have 2 perspectives, 2 ways of being, and it's too much damn fun to just be a boring one-sided person. But we know we won't get far unless we pick a side and then have the hope that we'll be able to go back to the other thing too. That is a thing that Geminis battle with all the time. Do I want to write the book first, or do I want to write the poems first? But a Gemini wins when they find divinity in oneness, which is balance. So it means that I'll do a little bit of this now, a little bit of that later. So I'm doing everything I love in totality, nothing's being neglected. And when the mind of the gem is stimulated, they are the most beautiful people that you could ever imagine up into existence, guys. Really, 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 guys. Stop giving the gems a bad rep. I could say so many different things about so many different zodiacs, and I decided I'm going to write a book about it. Now, the theme of the book might be a little surprising, might be a little more on the naughty, might be a little bit on the other side, but guys, we're all grown here, right? I just had my 28th birthday, June 8th, right? Who would have known me and Kanye West have the same birthday? Interesting enough, Tupac is a Gemini, and so is our president. And leave that man alone. I am not a Trump supporter, but I am also not a supporter of the Democratic Party. Yep, mark my words. It's right here in the video. I said it. Anyways, guys, if you haven't noticed, there are so many natural born leaders out here, but if people do not know who they are, they don't have a sense of power, they don't have a sense of direction, they don't know where they're going, okay? And don't sit there and try to let somebody define who you are. You know who you are. But when you get around certain people, they bring a certain energy, and it feels obligated to redefine and remind you of what they feel and think you are. Doesn't really matter to you. Okay? Don't be stuck and set in a weak mindset that anybody comes and tells you about yourself to the point of who you are. And it's inaccurate. You guys, I have a huge heart. That's another thing about Takia. When I had went through a tragic situation, you know, it tore such a hole in my soul to feel like I had lost somebody, but they were still alive. I had just had a child, you know, after 4 months, and her dad goes and makes a decision that the consequence is 8-year sentence in jail. Now, mind you, my daughter was only 4 months old at the time. That was so traumatizing for me because I grew up with my dad. I always dreamed of having this unit that was just unbreakable, because when my dad was raising us, my mom was all busy loving herself and getting herself together. And I love both my parents so much. It just really taught me a lot. And that person not being there in the beginning of my early stages of motherhood, I was just in complete shock that I just told myself for the longest, I'm having the time of my life, I'm having fun, woo! I won't have kids till I'm 25. God pooped that baby out when I was 21. Shut your mouth, child. You don't know what God got in store for you. And it really helped me to grow in such a way, because when we separated, I was like really empty. I realized like, oh my God, I was codependent. I was so many different unhealthy things that I had to unlearn, guys. I had to realize where I had myself effed up and get on this journey of self-love. And then it just started piling up, pouring in. It was just amazing energy that I had found to give to myself. That I was like, oh my God, nobody else has to give this to me, or they might not ever, and it's okay because I found it. I found the way to give it to myself. And then I was like, oh my gosh, how many other people out there go through that? And I was like, look, you are not Captain Save the World. And I feel like God really does place huge responsibilities on me, and until I actually take it on in totality, my blessings won't be received in totality. Okay, that's my understanding of that. But I was just like, yo, I gotta actually start recording myself and saving this so I can look back on it. And on doing that, I was like, this is some good stuff that I'm talking about. Like, who the heck is this girl? You know, like, who? I don't even know who she was. Okay, I had realized that I had stepped into a new way of being, and I had been reborn. And I had been reawakened. Again, I had tapped into a consciousness that was so outside of this world. And I know it was God. I know it's the Most High. And to this day, I'm so thankful that I started Takiatalk, that I found an outlet, and that maybe possibly this outlet is going to be inspiring to hundreds, thousands, even millions of people someday soon, because the world needs more peace, more love, more wisdom, more knowledge, more people that are willing to be set apart and proudly themselves. Okay? And I'm one of those people. I'm playing with my shirt because I'm like, oh my God, my nips. Yeah, I'm very free. I'm very much not going to judge you, so don't judge me. If you see it from my point of view, then you could never judge me. But if you don't see it from my point of view, you could be open-minded. But if your mind is closed, it's not going to work. People that have a closed mind, they're not even open to learning themselves enough to really care to learn you. Take that in for a second. People with a closed mind, after time, close themselves off to you. So they don't know who they is, and they don't know who you are. And you know who those closed-minded people are off the conversations you have and the openness you have and where you're headed. This is not for everybody. This message is for people that know how rare and special and beautiful they are inside out without somebody having to come and tell them. But every once in a while, somebody somewhere is going to reassure you. They're going to tell you. And don't ever doubt it for a second. Know who you are, stand on it, and fuck them up. Maybe I could say that a little nicer. And execute the game, okay? Peace, love, joy, prosperity, power, blessings to y'all.